why did Governor Kwazu get a restraining order?
Yeah, because the way and manner INEC and Mr. Uchoga were moving was unprecedented.
Even though the court says it was a declaratory order?
Here was a situation where a judgment was given by Monday, and then before a few days, a certificate has been printed. We don't know when the contract was awarded for the certificate, or was the certificate there?
There's always a first time to issues.
Maybe.
That is why Mark is asking
yes.
you as a lawyer to look at that phrase there, immediate effect.
Yes.
Perhaps that is where and you had the INEC commissioner there talking about why, yes. Giving reasons rather why he quickly issued that certificate, because he wouldn't want to be seen as flouting the laws.
Yes, but I'm saying that insofar as there is a pending appeal, and insofar as there's a motion for stay of execution of judgment, that INEC ought not have issued the certificate.
So usually what's the waiting period? Some people say that, you know, at the moment the court makes that pronouncement, he ceases to be governor.
That is not true. I've told you that the Court of Appeal rules or acts show that you have 3 months within which to appeal. That's 90 days. And I've given the example of somebody who has been sentenced to death. It doesn't mean that you should go ahead to hang the person immediately. The person has a remedy under the law. And there's a reason for that. There are issues of political stability. Assuming now you just put in one man there today, and tomorrow the other man wins, then they keep going in there and back.
If the court so rules, why not?
No, the court has not so ruled. So there must be stability in the political system.
The court did not rule that.
So you're saying that...
You said what?
You said the court has not so ruled. What
yes,
does that mean?
Under our judicial precedent. The court can rule that this man should be governor, but that doesn't mean he should take over immediately.
So what you're saying is that they ought to have waited 3 months before they
should have waited until the judicial remedies available to the governor has been exhausted. And that includes making his case at the Court of Appeal, and if it doesn't succeed there, it goes up to the Supreme Court. Insofar as there is a pending application, the court says, Supreme Court, in verse 1 in this case, that you should not foist a situation of helplessness on the upper court.
You were going to wrap up on the reason why he got that stay, and many did say, you got to stay from a court of coordinate jurisdiction. Does that apply? Is it tenable?
He got a stay.
Sorry, a restraining order.
Yeah, of course. Any order that you get from a competent court of jurisdiction is valid. This order,
jurisdiction?
Yes, this order that has been issued by the Osisoma High Court, restraining the CJ of Abia State from swearing in Uchoga, restraining any judicial officer from swearing in any person as governor, is valid. If anybody has any problem with it, the person has to apply to vacate the order or go and appeal. That is rule of law. Why are we in a hurry?
Why?
Is there anything amiss?
Now let's break it down.
Yes.
Yours seem to have the phrase there, immediate effect. You've been able to quickly get this done, and it's effect at the moment now. You really can't swear him in.
You cannot.
But the other judgment can't get the same effect as to kick in immediately.
Why not? It restrains him.
Why can't
no, I'm saying the first judgment saying that Governor Kwazu should be out of office and asking that Oga be sworn in can take the speed with which we have seen the other one and order restraining the chief judge from swearing in. So how come that one has that speed and the other lacks the speed?
No, the order that says that he cannot be sworn in, which order can go to court to vacate it? He can go to court and vacate it.
Can we all then say that the governor can also go to court to, just the way he has gone for appeal, perhaps to contest
That's what the governor has done. He has filed a notice of appeal. He has also filed a motion for stay of execution of judgment. But what is surprising is that INEC denied that they did not receive these motions. That's the key point there. That was why they issued this certificate. But we have evidence to show that
you are in the team. You have an evidence.
Of course. Even if you look at yesterday's the Nation newspaper where these things were displayed, you see the date issued by INEC to show when it was received. You know that when you serve a writ or a process on a big organization, you don't just go to serve the head of the organization. If you serve any official like a secretary or any senior official there. It stands as service. And that was what was done in this case. And it is very curious that INEC should be saying this at this point in time.
And you think it's not a case of someone impersonating to be INEC staff?
No, and I think in truth that...
Because if you're saying that anyone can sign, maybe the secretary, and you're not talking about the headship, so that you can hold it to someone, how sure were you?
No, there was an INEC stamp there, so that means it was the person who ought to receive it that actually received it. There was the person who received it put an INEC stamp.
Because INEC surely will still come on the show. But did you try to find out who exactly received that letter?
Of course, but now they are no longer claiming that they have not received it. It was at the point at which they claimed they issued the certificate of return that they said that they did not receive it. And there's another point I need to emphasize generally. There's issue of fair hearing. Now that it was alleged that that document was falsified, Dr. Kesi Bazu was not given an opportunity to disprove it otherwise. Assuming the court had invited, at this point where there was conflict, invited the Director of Tax in Abia Board of Internal Revenue to clarify issues, then the truth would have come out that this document is from the Board of Internal Revenue.
Why didn't you?
Because they came.
Why didn't your lawyer,
the lawyers pressed for that, but the judge just relied on the documentary evidence.
Even though we're reminded that falsification is the same as tax evasion, going by the practice of taxation, and Stephen Agbatu says the court has failed to confirm the TCC, and that's the interpretation of that. So those reports were actually correct in that context. The AGF says, well, much as you may have restrained the chief judge and is it the judge in the magistrate court as well?
Any judicial officers.
Any judicial officer.
Yes, so it is all
within the state.
No, it's throughout the federation.
Throughout the federation.
Yes, it's all encompassing.
Plus the AGF.
The AGF does not have the right to swear in anybody. He could advise the government, but he cannot swear in anybody. And the AGF cannot be seen to be disobeying the law of the land because he is the chief law officer of Nigeria.
The report we had was that the people restrained here were those in Abia State.
No, if you read the judgment very well, it talks about any judicial officer. So it is all encompassing. Nobody can go ahead to swear in. And by the way, the motion we're talking about is coming up on Monday in the Court of Appeal. So
which are the motion?
The motion for stay of execution. So what is the hurry? Because it is this hurry, this speed, this lightning speed, that is making people to think that there's something more than meets the eye.
Which court is it coming up in?
It's coming out of the Court of Appeal.
Where?
In Abuja.